Welcome to the NZ Nomad Runner podcast. Good to have you here. Bailey's here too. Here he is. It's been 1 year since we've had Bailey for 1 year, so he's saying a little hello in the podcast. Hello, Bailey. If you're watching this, you'll be able to sort of see him in the camera. Here he is. Hello. When we start talking on the podcast, he likes to come on and try and gain some attention.
Yes. How can I get in on this?
Yeah, how can I insert myself into this conversation that's happening? So yeah, good to be back on the podcast, and good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. And this week, what's the topic? I've forgotten the topic.
The topic is, do I need a run coach?
Yes, that's right. So last week we covered what is one-on-one run coaching. And this week, we're covering, do I need a one-on-one run coach?
Yeah. And for those who do not know us, I'm Charlotte Milne.
Oh, yes. I'm Chris Lucas.
And welcome to the NZ Nomad Runner podcast.
Yes. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome to for the first time.
If you can't tell, we wing these intros. They're not pre-recorded. So it's very organic.
Yeah. Low-key. So yeah, we're run coaches at CMF Running, home of epic one-on-one run coaching at the CMF Run Club. And I'm looking forward to talking about this topic. And so we're kind of, the purpose of it is sort of almost a self-identification exercise, really, isn't it? So we're going to sort of talk about some yeses and some nos, so some reasons why it's a good idea, and reasons why it's like, no, don't need one. I'm happy with where I'm at. Perhaps that's you. So yeah.
For sure. Should we get into it?
Yes. So what are we doing? We're doing the yeses first, aren't we?
We are doing the yeses because, it's always good to start off on a positive note, and yes is more positive than no.
The word yes sounds positive.
Yeah. Basically, that's the basis of the positivity, because obviously the no in this situation isn't necessarily a negative.
Is also positive. Yeah. It might be reassuring to some.
For sure. Like, I'm doing all right. I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. So the obvious number one thing is if you are a competitive runner or athlete, and when we say competitive, you can be anywhere in the pack, really. Perhaps you're competitive with yourself. You're competitive with your peers of similar ability, your mates, whatever. If you're a competitive runner or athlete and you want to get better at your running, then sure, getting a one-on-one run coach could be a great idea for you.
I definitely feel like the competitive with yourself and maybe with your mates as well is like probably the two biggest pools of way to be competitive in this, because a very common thing is like, I'm not good enough, I don't need a one-on-one coach, because you're in the mid pack or even the sort of the rear pack, but actually if you are competitive or struggle with any of the other, or identify with any of the other things we're about to list off, you do actually air quote qualify for a one-on-one coach. So don't ever think that you're not good enough, basically, to get a one-on-one coach, is what I'm saying. Because anyone and everyone could need a one-on-one coach.
Yeah, and it just depends on, so it's like a priority thing too, isn't it? Which was, which we sort of as a theme as well, isn't it? If running is a high priority for you in your life, and something you is close to your heart, and something that's so important, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be jogging a 6-hour marathon, and you just love that journey of having someone, a coach, walk and run that journey with you. That's totally cool, isn't it? It's priority sort of comes into it too, eh?
Yeah, for sure. And if it is like a big priority, like you're just going to put more sort of time and money and effort into it, and having a one-on-one coach can really be a good thing for you for that reason. it can actually make it very exciting. Like I have a coach at the moment, and running is a very high priority for me. And I can tell you that having a coach makes it actually just a little bit more exciting. And yeah, I'm loving having a coach. And yeah, maybe that's the same with you. Like when you get a coach, you're like, oh, I love this because, someone's doing your training. And that can just be, a thing that makes you feel good. Or another reason we kind of wrote down is if you're using a lot of bandwidth, overthinking your training, you're running, this also could be another reason to get a coach.
Yes.
If you're sort of overthinking and not really getting anywhere as such,
the plateauing element there.
The amount of research thinking isn't matching sort of like the outcome or your progress and how you're feeling on your runs. It could be a really good reason to get a coach, because if you trust your coach, right, you can use all that energy that you are doing all that research and thinking in to put into your running, the thing you love. It's energy is funny like that. You can
we can waste so much energy mentally, thinking about something, putting a lot of energy into stuff. Burning not, what do you call it, like not important energy, or is that the word? Whereas like you said, having someone doing that prescription for you, and your energy is now getting spent in a more appropriate way just on your other aspects of your life and running, training.
Yeah, and that's not with saying that, like, as soon as you get a coach, stop thinking about your running and stop learning. There's just other aspects that maybe of your running that might need like tuning with coaching. Like maybe it's, things like your shoes, your sleep, your nutrition, all that kind of stuff. So there's fueling, there's all sorts of other ways that you can keep learning along with your coach to how, make improvements along that way. So yeah, it is, because I know some people do love researching and looking things up, and a little sponge for knowledge.
That's totally cool too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the difference is if it's like, it's analysis paralysis, or it's just sort of taking out the fun of the running. Basically, if it's not enhancing your running, then maybe there's an element of it's like too much or not the right type. And having a one-on-one coach could just take out that noise and may free you up. And then you kind of, find a new equilibrium of how much research and sort of looking into things you do and how much you don't. I think that's
for sure. And then like having that soundboard too, right? So you like look up things and you message your coach or talk to your coach. Hey, I was reading about this. Like, what do you think about this? And you have that conversation, that sounding board, isn't it? To bounce ideas off. And sometimes the coach will be like, I know from my side, I'm on the receiving end of it. You'll be like, no, that's not an important priority. Don't worry about that. Let's keep working on these important things. Or sometimes if you've been working with someone for quite a long time and they're an advanced athlete, and there's like, always new learnings. And it's like, hey, let's try this thing. Because you've been working with an advanced athlete for quite a long time. You've made a lot of big gains. Then you start looking at finer, granular details. So it's like, let's try this new thing, and see what effect it has for you and how you enjoy it and how you find it.
Yeah, I think this is a really unique thing about the coach-runner relationship is it's not like one way. So it's not like, you got to do this, and you have no say in this matter. You got to do this. There is a bit of like tongue in cheek kind of thing in a way. Like, obviously, ultimately, hopefully the running coach has, especially at the beginning, has, I guess majority of what is good for you kind of.
A lot of low hanging fruit at the start.
Yeah, kind of vibe. But ultimately, like when you're on a run, right, you know how you feel. Like a coach doesn't really know how you feel. So, that can be a really good opportunity for the runner to provide feedback to the coach and work on something that may be a low-hanging fruit or become a low-hanging fruit, to obviously keep trudging away at improving your running.
It's often a barrier that I've heard folks say for not engaging a coach is that they think they'll lose all their sort of own autonomy over their own running as well. Or they'll be like, oh, but I like to do this group run on Tuesday, and I like to do this, and I like to do that. And that's like all totally cool, right? It's like a bit of a it's like a bit of a myth, really. For us, it is anyway. Like this, it's good it's actually a real healthy thing to have, things that individual enjoys. Maybe it's that group run on a Tuesday, that social run, or maybe it's a group session that you like to do. And that's totally cool and good for your running and good for you mentally. So if a coach is going to come along and be like, nah, you can't do that now, then I don't know if it's a great one. I'm totally, as a coach, I'm totally supportive of things like that individuals like to do.
Ultimately, one-on-one coaches should be able to work with whatever that is, as well. If it's a tempo run for you, if it's an easy run, if it's a session, like it is what it is, right? And you're getting all those added benefits of obviously hanging out with others. And, running with others it can be obviously very motivating and can push you in a good way. So that's all very good. And I think that's part of what one-on-one coaching is working with these kind of things. And, unless you're like, an elite runner, I don't know, like haven't coached elite runners yet. So, maybe their things would be a little bit more restrained, but, for the sort of everyday kind of mid to rear pack to
front of mid pack.
Front of mid pack is the word I'm looking for. Like there is wiggle room to not be,
Yeah, there's a broader sort of holistic approach there, isn't there?
Yeah.
With your training.
It's not like your job.
Your job.
It's not your job.
Yeah.
So there's more wiggle room for other things as well.
Yeah, for sure. What else we got? We got like big scary goals. So maybe it's your like first something. Could be your first 50K, first 100K, first 100 miler. Something that's like big and scary to you. Whatever that is, we're all different and we all have our own big and scary. So I think that's a good one for engaging a coach for something big and scary. And it might be just for that period, for that particular event. Maybe it's a 16-week lead in to an A race that you've been working towards, or maybe a 6-month lead in if it's a miler. That's something I certainly recommend if you're going for your first miler and you want to sort of nail it, have a good experience, increase your chances of having a good experience anyway, for the majority. Then a 6-month lead in is pretty good for 100 milers, on the basis that you've done, been running a while and done 100 or 200 Ks, preferably. But big scary goals. Because why spend all that money on everything, especially with like something like Tarawera? Miler entry is, best part of $1,000. Or you can save yourself 10% with our CMF 10% discount plug. But why spend all this money on like something that's like a big thing you're working towards? You're like built up to, let's take the miler for an example. You've built up to this thing. Like it's not just this one block of training, right? It's the years of, it's 2 years plus in most cases of, the previous races, the building up, improving, leading into it. Big timeline, all the kit that we buy along the way, the entries, the accommodation, and it's kind of like, why not? Like, spend a bit of money on some coaching.
For sure.
Because they're like the alternative, and I can tell you this from personal experience because we are on the course at events like Tarawera during the night, wandering around, and we see it firsthand. A lot of folks DNFing. I think the Mila has like 40% DNF rate, right? Like I know Tarawera definitely has had a DNF rate like that, and that's a big chunk. 40% is a big chunk, and so then you've got to go through all that turmoil of DNF. You can watch our podcast. You can watch our podcast on Char's DNF, if you want to know what a DNF's like.
Yeah, didn't have a coach.
Yeah. Yeah, not a very good one anyway. Yeah. Don't have your partner.
Yeah.
Don't have your partner prescribing your training for you because he's not a very good coach.
Well, yeah. Ironically, we're going to do another podcast of who should be my one-on-one coach, and that's probably in the not basket.
Yeah.
No.
Because then you've got to go through the turmoil of the DNF, and then you're going to want to come back and do it again, aren't you? So that's another X amount of money, X amount of training, X amount of everything again to get back to that start line again.
For sure. Yeah, that's really, really good point. And I think what sprang to mind is like, obviously there's been a huge running boom, right, in the past few years. And along with that is like that the pressure air quotes again, to up the distance. The running world is huge. So, these runners out there that have been running for 1, 2, 3 years, like that are wanting to do, these really ambitious goals, like even going from, couch to a marathon is a huge thing. Like I think more people are doing marathons these days than there has ever been. And, whether it's a road or trail, a marathon is, slightly different. Races, obviously a road marathon is bloody hard. A trail marathon is hard as well, but it's maybe perceptually a little bit easier than maybe a road marathon in some ways. But I think that's another good reason to get a coach is if you have, a reasonably new runner, and you're doing something like a marathon, a road, a 50K.
Trying to push the distances quickly and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. Because another, I don't know if we've actually touched on it, but a really big reason to get a coach is if you are getting sick, injured, niggles, or burnt out
regularly. Yeah.
That is just a big canary in the coal mine that things are not going well.
Things are not calibrated. And tracking well. That's right, 100%.
Yeah, and it's not because you are running; it's because of how you're running.
Yes. 100%.
And the increase of your running has gone from running not at all to the occasional 5K to running 50, 60, 70Ks per week.
Too fast too often, or too much too often, or too much too quickly. All of those sorts of things. Yeah,
it's not a coincidence that these things happen, because your body's just compromised. It's not having enough time for recovery, and it hasn't got the years of the sort of slower increase of training to fall back on.
That muscular and aerobic development hasn't taken place yet, and all that kind of thing. And how often do we attend group runs from time to time, different places that we travel to, and you get in these conversations and folks will say, injury is just part of it, I'm injured and almost there's just a lot of injury talk. Runners can spend up to like 50% of their time as a runner being injured, of their running time being injured, and that is not our experience coaching runners. That is not our experience. Runners I coach are not injured 50% of the time, not even, I would say, like very low single digits, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would say the same.
It's not often, because you catch little things before they kind of happen.
It's just a very low hang, a really simple thing is just making sure your easy runs are slow enough. Like that's often a thing that what you feels like easy isn't really your easy, because it doesn't allow you to get all those muscular adaptations and build that aerobic base. Kind of skipping those two things and going straight, past those kind of thing. So if you're the type of person, I guess, that is scratching your head wondering why these things keep happening, then maybe it's
not normal.
It's not normal. And like, yeah, sure, that thing of like, yeah, it's normal for runners to be injured. Like, obviously there's an element that, if you do get injured from time to time, that is fine. Same with being sick. But if it's more often than you're not, or even 50%, even 40%, like, yeah, there could be an element of, getting a one-on-one coach that could help you, sort of stop that from happening, just by getting the training mix right.
Yeah. Getting the recovery in the right place, looking at some lifestyle things together as part of all that. 100%.
And like, yeah, like you've, and it's just sometimes better. It's going back to that sort of bandwidth thing that we were talking about. Like sometimes it's just better to just, surrender, like you're, just like, I'm just going to hand this out to this person to help me to do this thing that I love. Even like Chris said, even if it's for a period of time, just give it a go, because it could change your running and give you the skills. And I think it's like educate.
100% it is.
Yeah. So this is almost like a knot as well. Like, so sometimes when you have a runner or there's a runner out there and they've had a coach one-on-one and they've been educated, they know what the easy pace is, what it feels like, and you've kind of worked on things of their life, and they're kind of fine to go off and follow a plan.
They've got the tools to self-navigate and self-train and stuff. Yeah, totally.
So if you're the type of person that's got a history of training, and you're kind of just in a different period of your life, or you're just sort of progressing still with like not needing a one-on-one coach because you know how to sort of train opposed to run, then that's like a reason that jumping into a run club with plans, or just like any sort of planned kind of format could be what you need.
Different seasons of life, person's got the tools to self-train. For sure. If you find yourself blowing up in races often, there's another good runner. So because there's all sorts of things at play there. If you for example, you're trying to nail the marathon distance and you just keep blowing up, you just keep making it to 28, 30 odd Ks and keep falling apart and walk and jogging the rest. That's a good reason, because there's lots at play there. There's race execution from a pacing perspective. There's mental skills aspects going on. There's fueling aspects going on, most likely fueling and hydration. And then there's training, specific training in order to get the adaptations required for that, what you're doing. There's that going on too. So lots at play there. So if you find yourself blowing up in races often and you're trying to get better, you want to get better, then that's another great reason to have a one-on-one run coach.
For sure. Yeah, it keeps you accountable as well, maybe in terms of the outcome goal, keeps you right sized. Could be another reason, like what you can achieve today opposed to what you want to achieve today.
The setting goals thing is a really important thing. Often overlooked. Having setting goals together and then being okay with those goals.
For sure. And just I think ultimately, if you have a race and you do a race and you have a good experience, you don't really care about the outcome of the time. If you have a blow up race, then you care about your time, because you're like, oh man, I'm such a failure.
Because you can sort of see the time that you've left out there in the section that you've blown up in.
That's right. And you're like, oh man, if I could only run 4:30s for those 12 other Ks, like I would have got a sub 25, sub whatever, and just things like that I think is really good for a one-on-one coach. Like they can help you sort of see that you're I guess you're a good runner, but also just be like, actually that this is probably more of a suitable pace for you, but it doesn't mean that you're not a good runner or any worse off, kind of thing.
Well, it actually means that you're going to be more competitive and have a better race and a faster time, because you're going to race right in your realm of capability, and you're going to nail your pacing and
cool.
Have a great experience and do a bit of time.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Shall we move on to the nose?
Yeah.
So what are some people who do not need a one-on-one run coach? What do you reckon?
Someone who is happy with their running.
Yes. It's very simple, isn't it?
Yeah. If you're just, a cruiser at the back, but you're a solid runner in ways, or if you're, you have them.
Or a cruiser anywhere in the field, really.
Yeah.
Like me.
Yes. Well, you're yeah. I was going to say, if you actually have enough, it's kind of like what I alluded to with the educate, if you have enough tools around yourself and how to train yourself, and you are fine with, you're happy, I should say, with your outcome on the day, then you probably don't need a coach.
Yeah. It's that sort of self-acceptance thing of like just where you are, or it's not a priority at this moment in time. You're just happy with where you're running at, where your running is at. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's more of maybe you're a recreation type runner, a participation type runner. Maybe you do some other exercise things as well. Maybe you run 3 times a week for just health reasons and jump into the odd half marathon and play badminton on Wednesday nights. Or something like that. Show up at the odd park run.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't need a run coach.
Yeah.
If that person, though, we were talking about this beforehand. We're profiling someone here that we both know.
Mm-hmm.
If that said person of that example type then wants to go, hey, I want to improve my half marathon time, do they then need a run coach? Often not. They will be quite happy just following like a ready to go plan or something like that.
Yeah, 100%. And that's just, yeah, for sure. What else did we write down?
Oh, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you're someone that's had coaching before and now has the tools to navigate training in your own. We kind of talked about that before. But yeah, that's a good one. Like I've had run coaching before, been mentored in my coaching journey as well. And yeah, just because I can self-train, self-prescribe, and that kind of thing. And yeah, have the tools to navigate training on my own. Like, so if I'm feeling a bit like more fatigued than I should be, then I can skip or reduce or adjust a workout. Or if there's a slight niggle, I can change that workout for an easy run, like that kind of thing.
For sure. It's like, yeah, you know when to say no and you know when to say yes.
Sometimes runners come in for, like this happens with our community actually. I think about some of my runners and athletes that come and go a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll come and do like a season. Maybe they've got a couple of races lined up. We'll do a block 4 months, 6 months, whatever it is, of one-on-one coaching. They nail their races, have their A race, and then they're like, oh, cool, it's off season now. I'm just going to chill and do my own thing for a while. And they'll still be training in that time, but they're just doing their own thing. They know what to do, more or less.
Yeah, I think that also points out a reason not to get a coach as well. I think there is a difference between running and training. So, like totally. those types of people are probably just running as well, and then they've got some, like you said, got some races coming up, big races or medium-sized races, whatever, and they're needing a coach. And I think there's just that mindset, right, of, just switching from I'm just base training, whatever that kind of looks like. It could include like, doing some long missions, by the way, or it could include doing like a half marathon kind of thing.
Yeah, or maybe following like just a ready to go base plan in the off season too for various things. Maybe you're working on a 5K or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And having the mental deload from one-on-one coaching can be quite good for those runner types too, right? In that off season period.
Yeah, it just sort of softens the intensity of their running, which sort of can allow other aspects of their life to kind of come a bit more into the front and centre.
Yeah, and then they come back for some more coaching and it's like fresh, ready to go again, like that kind of thing.
So yeah, maybe like your priorities are different in terms of different seasons of life. So yeah, like you're going through a season where you've got some big ambitious goals, or you're wanting to just get faster or just learn some stuff, invest some time into your running, some money into your running. Could be a reason to get a coach, and also could be a reason not to get a coach. So if you're just cruising, you've got an overseas holiday coming up, you're about to have a child,
starting a new big job or something.
Those can be all reasons not to get a coach, because ultimately, like, in those kind of circumstances, like even getting out for a run can just be good enough for your fitness, because it can be like a big life change, right? And so running kind of just takes a step back, and having a coach at those kind of times could just be a stressful thing, right? So you don't ever want
pressure of expectation or something.
You don't ever want your one-on-one coaching experience to be a pressured thing. There is elements of training that there is an element of pressure in some ways, but it's not I'm unhappy about being coached one-on-one and what I'm doing with my running kind of vibes. It's just the sort of intensities of training. And again, that's personal kind of personality type. Some people are just more intense with their running than others. I'm on the more intense type, so I can say this. And it's that could be a reason to get a coach or not to get a coach, really.
For sure. And sort of the last one here, if you're able to make continual progress on your own and aren't getting sick of niggles regularly. So if you're someone that's loves prescribing your own training and you have great success doing it, you're progressing in the way that you like progressing, you're not getting sick, you're not getting niggles, then you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
For sure. Keep going.
Keep going and enjoy your running, and enjoy getting better. And then, maybe there's a time in the future where you find yourself plateauing or not improving at the same rate that you want to be. And then that's the time to, relook at that. But if you're smashing it out on your own and doing it and you're stoked with that, you don't need a run coach.
Yeah, I think that's really important to note is just because you got a run coach for X amount of time and then you didn't, doesn't mean that you don't need one again in the 5-10 years. Like, things can change in terms of priorities, goals, ability. It can change. So you can just go through these periods of your running life, of your life, that sometimes require a coach and sometimes don't. And I think that's a really important message, because ultimately, having a coach all the time could be just too much mentally, all that kind of thing. And then sometimes not having a coach none of the time could mean that you're just stuck on stuck on a loop, just kind of repeatedly doing the same sort of mistakes, or just not really getting anywhere, or getting worse.
Yeah, I guess, and that's one of the big messages that we've sort of been talking about here. That's sort of the theme that's coming through, is it's your running, right? This is your running journey, and what works for you is totally fine, actually. Hey, I'm thinking I got some runners that are long term,
yes, me too.
And they're I don't want to not have a run coach, because I just like handing that whole part of my life over, and it's a super important thing to these individuals that they just can't imagine their life without that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I especially have one that is like that. High priority for her, and she is she's out there doing it. She's not top mid pack, or even she's somewhere in the rear to mid pack kind of vibes, but she trains like an athlete, and at times, and then sometimes she doesn't. She just sort of cruises, because life, when you train someone for a long time, obviously sometimes in those cycles, life does take more importance and then something that circles back around. But one-on-one coaching as a whole is doing enough for her to keep going, right? So, yeah.
And to navigate all those different phases of life, eh? Yeah.
It's important to her. So she's making it work.
That's very cool.
Everyone deserves to have a one-on-one coach. So if you are on the fence about it, or you feel like you don't because of XYZ reason, like it's not the truth. Like if you want a one-on-one coach because running's important to you, then get a one-on-one coach.
Yeah.
Like it is
nothing to lose, eh?
Yeah.
And it's your running journey, like you said.
Yeah. Ultimately, like a coach will just make your running better. So yeah, it's not normal to be sick, injured, burnt out, or all the time.
Or not making progress.
Yeah. So those things aren't normal. They get normalized, but they're not normal. And so if you want to take the leap of faith and get a coach, then do, because it is worth it.
Yes.
It's just it's a revelation to your running, really.
So we're going to do another couple of podcasts around this sort of one-on-one run coaching topic, and we'll cover more in depth about how you can go about finding one. But a good starting point is just go and talk to some. Go and talk to some if you're interested in engaging a coach. I definitely recommend go and talk to some, a couple, a few. Get a gauge.
Yeah, because
if they're not willing to talk to you and have a sit down and chat to you about one-on-one coaching or a video call, then keep on going. The next one that is,
For sure. I think that touches on like our next podcast of where do I get a one-on-one coach. Not to go into that topic because we'll just save that, because otherwise it'll just be too long now. But yeah, where you get a one-on-one coach in terms of basically who it is a really important aspect of your coaching journey, because if you get a coach that you don't gel with, then it's obviously not going to be this amazing experience we've just explained. It could be an entirely different experience. So
or something else might happen where you actually don't actually get one-on-one run coaching. You get some watered down version of it, and there's a lot of that out there. This is a sort of motive and reason behind doing this little series, isn't it?
And if you're unsure if you're getting watered down one-on-one coaching, then maybe you should check out our podcast on what is one-on-one coaching.
Yeah, that's right. It's Spotify or the YouTube now.
Cool.
It's the last one, just before this one. Cool. Right, I think we've had enough now.
I think so.
Cool. Dinner is pretty much ready.
Sounds good.
Thank you for joining us for this conversation. I hope you've got a lot out of it. We always get a lot out of doing these podcasts, because it helps us get better at articulating the message of coaching and running and bringing people together for part of this wonderful journey that we get to all have. So thank you to our one-on-one coached runners and our CMF Run Club members for all your support, because without you guys doing this stuff wouldn't be possible, and this is just part of what we do, all this stuff. And so all our members, all our memberships, our paid members, helps us to be able to literally do this stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Put all our links below if you're interested in having a chat about one-on-one coaching. You can book a free coach call with us. You'll get a questionnaire after you've booked your call, and then we can coach match you with one of the team for your chat. And if you're interested in the Run Club, that's there too. And who knows what else is in there. Might chuck a couple of other links in there. Just browse them. Have any questions, hit us up. We're always available for questions or podcast topic suggestions and all that kind of stuff. So catch you on the next one.
See you later.
See ya.